Holla back, youngins. It's Jordan, and it is just me today again. And I wish that I could tell you that Wesley were on this commentary because we did a commentary this weekend. We did it. I was like, we're gonna do a commentary every weekend. We're not gonna be, I almost said lagging out. We're not gonna be skimping off. What am I trying to say here? We're gonna do a commentary every weekend. You know what I'm trying to say. You guys can correct my English in the comment section. But we did it, and iMovie fucked the whole thing up afterward. So unfortunately, it was not saved, or it was saved, and then when I tried to do an export, you guys don't care. So basically, it's all me. And then we will hopefully do at least one or two this weekend, so that I can get some commentaries. I almost said comms, and I was like, it just sounds kind of weird. What am I talking about? Anyways, this is L96 gameplay on launch, and I'm not going to talk about the gameplay. I have this curse. I always need to bring up the gameplay, kinda, but I just thought I'd mention that I could not snipe for the life of me in this game. I could kind of, but it was really inconsistent. And then when I figured out that you just had to stop moving your feet, I just learned to snipe. I just got into it recently. I really love this game, but we're not gonna talk about all this because you guys know that. What I'm gonna talk about is high school dating, and it was something that I was just trying to figure out, something you guys might want to hear about, some commentary topic. It's harder than it seems because I don't really have a problem talking for extended periods of time, but I don't just want to talk about random. Well, I'm fine with talking about random bullshit, but I try to have like a little bit of a topic when I'm doing a solo commentary. And yeah, I just wasn't sure what to talk about. Don't want to talk about the gameplay. So anyways, it's been almost 2 minutes and I've just addressed the topic. I've barely even gotten into it beneath the surface. So let's just hop into it. Yeah, anyways, if you guys don't know, I'm in college now, as is Wesley. He actually has to do, we both go to a community college where I live. I most likely will be transferring to UC Davis in the fall. But Wesley is going to do an extra year because he had some family stuff come up, and he had to take a semester off to go to Taiwan. So unfortunately, he's a bit behind in school, so he's not going to be transferring the same year I am. But anyways, back to high school. I haven't had any really that much dating experience. Well, arguably, I've had more dating experience since I've been in college. But my girlfriend was in high school. She was a senior. Don't worry, it's nothing creepy. And we're really good friends now. I talk to her most days. But we're friends. And yeah, I can't say I have a lot of advice or insight into dating or relationships. I'm not an expert or anything on any of that, but I thought it was something that maybe you guys would be interested in. So here goes. So my first girlfriend was actually in 7th grade, and I may have mentioned this before, but she was, well, 7th grade girlfriends. It's not really, it's not really a girlfriend. I saw her like a couple times because I was away during the summer, and that's when we started dating, and I got really attached, and texting and everything. I was like I remember actually the first girl who ever, called herself my girlfriend. We dated for like 3 days in 6th grade. So I don't count that. But I remember like I was so new to texting. Like I didn't text to text people, I texted to figure out details for something. That was way before I understood casual texting or anything like that. So I remember like the first day that we were, so-called dating, whatever, when she came up to me, or a friend came up to me and told me that she liked me and whatever. You guys know the deal if you've been in 6th grade before. If you haven't, then, well, this commentary might get a little inappropriate for you. No, I'll try to keep it PG. But yes, I remember like texting her like that night or whatever. I was like, good night. Because I didn't know what to say, like I understood the concept of casual texting, but I didn't really understand what it entailed. But fast forward a couple years later when I'm in 7th grade, and there was a girl who I went to a dance, and I don't have any positive experiences from dancing over the years, or from going to dance. I don't just dance randomly, but from going to school dances. But this is the one exception, because I went to this dance, and this is where I met this girl. She came up to me. She was very forward, so I'm the kind of guy who kind of sits on the side of the dance and hopes that I'm attractive enough for some girl to approach me, which sometimes works. But she came up to me, and we talked a little bit, and I danced with her. And yeah, so basically that's how I met her. And then I liked her. I don't remember how long after that it was that I was hanging out with my friend or something. And you know how you are when you're with friends when you're younger and stuff. You're like, oh, I'm gonna text her. And, you're like, no, please don't. But like secretly you want him to text her. I don't know. You guys have probably had that. If not, then just pretend that didn't happen. But anyway, so yeah, my friend texted her something like, "Oh, go out with me," and she called me. Anyways, basically, we ended up going out, and that summer we saw each other a few times, and like I said, we texting a ton. Well, I had a texting plan back then, so I couldn't text that much. I was almost going over my limit. I had to like count each text and everything. So and then she broke up with me toward the end of summer, pretty much after maybe we had like 1 or 2 dates. So it was nothing serious, but to me at the time that was really serious, and that was a big deal for me. And yeah, and so I was kind of, I don't want to say heartbroken, but like when you're that young, that kind of stuff hits you hard. So I was reeling over that for a long time. But I'm mostly over it now, guys. If you want to leave me comments to kind of support me through this, then that would be much appreciated. But no, anyways, so that was my first girlfriend. After that, it was all the way until high school. Well, I don't want to say all the way. It was a couple years later. And you don't really have girlfriends until you're in high school anyways. Or later, unless you guys have like we got some middle school players in the comments section, in which case hit me up with some of that Mac Game 9000, because I need some tips and tricks. So if you want to go all what's his name? See, now I'm totally sidetracking because I couldn't think of who's the guy who does T Martin. If you want to go all T Martin with the dating game, give me some tips and tricks in the comments section. Obviously not for me. Wesley needs them a lot more than me, so mostly for him, but I'll take a few just so I don't make him feel like he's the only one. But anyway, we're 7 minutes in this commentary. I've barely even talked about high school dating. This may have to continue to another commentary, which I am totally fine with, because I am bad at coming up with topics sometimes. Which, by the way, mention in the comment section what you guys want me to talk about. But anyways, if we can just go a little bit into high school dating before this commentary ends. It was sophomore year, and this girl, I remember thinking she was really hot freshman year, and in PE class I like smacked her in the face, not on purpose because we were doing some dancing thing. I don't even remember what we were doing, but I was just like swinging around, and I smacked her in the face, and I was like, "Oh my, are you okay?" And I remember thinking she was cute, but I was like, I'm not gonna ask her out or anything like that. And then the next year, she was I don't even remember how it happened, honestly. I remember that I was kind of good friends, not good friends, but I kind of was casual. I was friends with somebody who had gone to preschool with me, totally random, because I moved across the country and came back, and oh my god, I have barely covered this commentary. I would definitely love to continue this. Hopefully kept you guys entertained, even though I barely got anywhere with it. But if you guys like to see more of this, then leave it in the comment section below. Let me know, and I will continue it. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Peace.
Oh shit, we need food. Oh, sorry. Eat water! Eat water! You did so well. How did the female not die? She hasn't eaten for 20 years!